I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the No Half Step in hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're getting educated about the show. That's when you click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are all still available in our online store, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, you name it, it's available in our online store. The best way to say it is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. We sure do appreciate everybody for picking up some merchandise to start the year 2024. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Threads and X. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also still find us on TikTok, but we're not posting nearly as much there these days. So please, it doesn't take you but a second. It doesn't cost you a thing, and you can join us in the trenches on social media. We sure would appreciate that. YouTube, thank you so much to all of our recent subscribers. We sure do appreciate. We notice all of you jumping in the trenches, so thank you so much. You'll be able to check out the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, all of our recap segments, our preview segments, interviews, and so much more right there on our YouTube page. Just search Renegades of Puck and then give us a subscription today. We sure would appreciate it. It's going to help out a lot in the next phase of what we're going to start doing with the operations here. But we've got to get the numbers up there before we can start investing much more into our YouTube channel. You can find the audio podcast, which is what we are investing so much into right now. Thanks to the Full Press NHL Network, the Full Press Predators podcast went from local to global in 2023, and in 2024 we are already off to a great start. Our fourth best month in show history just wrapped up in the month of January. So we sure do appreciate helping us start 2024 in such a tremendous way. You can find the audio podcast on numerous different platforms. Just search Renegades of Puck in your favorite today, your preferred platform, or check out Google, Stitcher, Spotify, and several others. Amazon, you can find the Renegades of Puck in numerous locations. Venmo is how you can support the Renegades of Puck financially. We sure would appreciate any donations you can spare. Even $1 goes a long way to helping an operation such as the Renegades of Puck. And right now, we are collecting donations and working on building a heating and cooling system out here in the bunker. We realized after the recent single-digit temperature snap that not only is it affecting the equipment negatively, but it is affecting the crew, which is me, negatively. Got quite sick, as a matter of fact, after that week. Didn't mind hosting the show, and we powered through it, but we can avoid such things as that, and I sure could use your help doing that. You've certainly come through and helped me in the past before, so thank you so much. That's Venmo, and appreciate that. Now let's get to the No Half Step in hockey coverage, and let me deliver the goods. Time for operation number 865. That's right, time for show number 865. And at this moment in hockey history, we pause for the All-Star break, and we find the Nashville Predators currently in fifth place in the Central Division. 51 games skated is fifth place overall. 26-23-2 is their record. 54 points has the Nashville Predators 13 points behind the first place Colorado Avalanche. The record on home ice is 13-13-0. The Nashville Predators scored 153 goals in the season. They've given up 160. They have a goal differential of -7. Now, let's give you the updated Central Division standings here at the All-Star break. The Colorado Avalanche are in first place at the break with 67 points, 49 games skated. The Dallas Stars are 1 point behind with 66 points and 49 games played. The Winnipeg Jets are at 65 points and 47 games played. So the three-team weave at the top of the Central Division will continue into the final 30-plus games of the season, as 67-65, only 2 points separates first place from third place. That's where we find the drop-off in the Central Division to the middle of the pack, and it is going to be a fight for these teams. You have to anticipate there is guaranteed one wild card spot probably available for the Central. Possibly they could get two wild card teams in, but St. Louis currently holds the first wild card spot with 54 points and fourth place overall in the Central Division. The Preds also have 54 points. But due to tiebreakers, the St. Louis Blues are occupying that wild card position at this moment in time. The Arizona Coyotes have 5 points behind the Nashville Predators at 49 points in 6th place, and that is the Preds' next opponent. We will talk about them briefly here coming up in just a moment. Minnesota Wild are in 7th place in the Central Division with 47 points, and then the Chicago Blackhawks, the only team that's really slid off into irrelevancy, and they did that long before the All-Star break here with a record of 14-34-2. They only have 30 points on the season. They're 17 points behind even their next closest team in the standings, the 7th place Minnesota Wild. Real quick, the Arizona Coyotes have a record of 23-22-3, 49 points. They're 5 points behind the Nashville Predators. On the road, they have a record of 8-13-3. Goals scored, 143. Goals against, 147. Goal differential of -4. The Arizona Coyotes, though, are directly in competition for one of these wild card spots that the Nashville Predators have been holding on to as of late, but then falling out of just before the break here. LA holds wild card 1 with 56 points on the season. The St. Louis Blues hold wild card 2 at the All-Star break with 54 points on the season. The Nashville Predators on the outside looking in with 54 points. Seattle just behind them at 52. And then we'll find the Arizona Coyotes and the rest of the teams competing in the chase pack to get up to the wild card. Now, for the Nashville Predators, once they return from the All-Star break, it will be this game against the Arizona Coyotes to open things up, and then they'll continue the homestand on the 13th of February versus the New Jersey Devils, the 15th of February versus the Dallas Stars, and then on the road for the first time in February at St. Louis on the 17th, on the 20th of February in Vegas, on the 24th of February in San Jose. This will be the third of 4 regular season meetings between the Nashville Predators and the Central Division rival Arizona Coyotes. Let's go back to November the 11th when they met for the first time at Bridgestone Arena. It was a wild game, 7-5 victory for the Arizona Coyotes at Bridgestone Arena. UC Saros went 18 out of 24 and took the loss in this game. Forsberg did manage to have 2 goals and assists for 3 points. O'Reilly, Sherwood, and Fabro also chipped in with goals in this game, but the Nashville Predators just got themselves run out of their own home rink. On the 20th of January, it was the Nashville Predators going into Arizona for the first time this season and falling 3-2. UC Saros got the start again, took the loss again, 21 out of 24. Tommy Novak and Roman Josi scored the goals for the Nashville Predators. Connor Ingram got the start, picked up the victory for the Arizona Coyotes, 30 out of 32, impressive in the win. Keller looked even better than that with 2 goals in that game, and he made it look easy against UC Saros there on the back post. These two teams will meet one more time in Arizona. That will take place on March the 28th, getting right there near the end of the season. Those are going to be critical points. These are some critical points for this Nashville Predators team at this point in time because the Preds are 0-2 against Arizona this season. They have not picked up any out of the 4 potential points, and they've been outscored 10-7 by this Coyotes team. Going into the All-Star break, the Preds only had 1 injury. Alex Carrier, day-to-day, missed the game against the LA Kings. No update given post-game. The Arizona Coyotes, let's talk about their most recent stretch of hockey real quick. In their most recent 5, it started with the Nashville Predators being in town on the 20th of January. It was a 3-2 win for the Preds in Nashville, for the Arizona Coyotes versus the Nashville Predators. On the 22nd of January, it was a 5-2 win versus Pittsburgh, but then things kind of fell off the tracks here on the road. On the 24th, a 6-2 loss at Florida. On the 25th, a 6-3 loss at Tampa Bay. And on the 27th, a 3-1 loss at Carolina. Something about the humidity of this time of year over in the southeast of the United States certainly is not helping the Yotes. And they will resume their schedule on the 8th of February at home versus Vegas, and then will be coming here to Nashville on the 11th. So for this matchup, taking a look at it very quickly, the goals for the Arizona Coyotes, 2.94 going into the All-Star break is 22nd overall in the NHL. For the Nashville Predators, 2.96 is 20th in the NHL. In the goals against category, the Preds are giving up 3.14 per game. That is 19th in the league. The Arizona Coyotes are giving up 3.06 per game. That's 15th in league. In the shots on goal category per game, 30.9 for Nashville is 16th. The Arizona Coyotes only generating 26.7 shots on goal per game. That is 30th in the NHL out of 32 teams in the shots against category. The Preds giving up 30 is 14th in the league. 31.7 per game for Arizona is 24th in the league. When it comes to special teams, the Nashville Predators converting at 18.6% of the power play. That is not good, and it's been sinking as of late. 20th now in the league, 33 out of 177 opportunities on the season. The Arizona Coyotes are 14th overall in the NHL. Their power play conversion rate is 22.3%. They've converted 33 times on 148 opportunities on the season. When it comes to the penalty kill, the Nashville Predators have also been sinking as of late in this particular metric. 76.5% is their kill rate, 26th overall is their rating. They have given up a massive 38 power play goals against on the season. The Arizona Coyotes at 78.9% kill rate is 18th best in the NHL. They have given up 33 power play goals against on the season. When it comes to the individual statistics, we always like to give you the top five and then the anticipated goaltending matchup. Tough to tell right now going into the All-Star break with having more than a week off who will get the start coming out of the break, but we think we have an idea. Forsberg leads the Nashville Predators in scoring at this moment in time, 24 goals, 27 assists for 51 points. The captain Roman Jossi's at 10 and 35 for 45. O'Reilly 17 goals, 25 assists for 42 points. Nyquist is at 12 goals and 26 assists for 38 points. And Sissons is at 13 goals and 12 assists for 25 points. Over on the Arizona Coyotes side of things, Keller just made a mess out of the Nashville Predators in their most recent meeting in Arizona for 2 goals, and that one was looking for the hat trick as well. 20 goals on the season now, 25 assists overall, 45 points. Who is that right there? Kraus 19 and 10 for 29. Schmaltz 13 and 16 for 29. Dursey 8 goals and 20 assists for 28 points. Anticipated goaltending matchup sees Connor Ingram in net, and why not? He just beat this Nashville Predators team at home. 17, 11, and 1 and 9, 16 save percentage, 2.61 goals against average for UC Saros. Now a record of 19, 19 and 2, a 903 save percentage, a goals against average of 2.94. That's going to do it for the early look ahead and preview of the Nashville Predators versus the Arizona Coyotes when the schedule resumes for the Nashville Predators post the All-Star break. Hopefully we see a renewed and reinvigorated and re-engaged Nashville Predators team coming out of the break, because what I'm about to talk to you about is not going to be quite so pleasant. It's the Rebirth Sports full game recap. It's coming up next. We got to go back and we got to talk about the LA game at Bridgestone Arena.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to January 31st of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were at home facing off against the LA Kings. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Trennan, Sissons, and Gurianov, Novak, Glass, and Evangelista, Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino. Your defensive pairings: Alex Carrier out of this game with an injury, Josi and Fabro, McDonough and Shen, Luzon and Barry. Into the game, getting the start is UC Saros, and it's Riddick coming up with the save of the game to start with Fabro, plus the follow-up by Trennan. Those are the first and second shots on goal of the game. At the 2:20 mark of the first period, UC Saros come up with his first save of the game on Grunstrom. At the 2:59 mark of the first period, UC Saros come up with the save on Deneau. At 4:08 of the first period, it's Kempe hitting the crossbar from the left circle off the rush. At the 5:22 spot of the first period, it's Riddick. Big save Dave coming with a save with the captain Roman Josi at 6:03. Riddick comes up with another save on Glass at 8:41. Riddick comes up with a save on Dante Fabro, and then at 8:50, just 9 seconds after that save on Fabro, it is Grunstrom breaking through for the first goal of the game, giving the LA Kings a 1-0 lead, his 8th goal of the season. He walked in and sniped with a 2-on-1 after Luke Evangelista's really, really rough turnover in the neutral zone. It was downright ugly. Luke Evangelista turns the puck over. That allows Grunstrom to walk in and pick his spot, and he definitely picked a great spot. Bar down, LA 1-0, 10-10 of the first period. Now Saros comes with a save on Moore at the 11:03 mark of the first period. You see Saros comes with a save on LaFerriere, and a follow-up by Anderson Dolan, and the tuck under the arm by UC Saros. He prevents the puck from going in just by a few threads of the jersey. 12:21 of the first period. Riddick coming with a save on Tomasino, plus his follow-up at the 13:37 mark of the first period. UC Saros come up with a save on Roy's long shot at 14:51. Riddick comes up with a save on Luke Shen. 15:38 of the first period. UC Saros coming up with a save on Lewis at the 16:26 mark of the first period. It's Riddick coming up with a save on Gurianov at the 18:59 mark of the first period. It's Roy off to the box. 2 minutes for slashing, giving us our first special teams action of the game. The Nashville Predators onto the power play, and they seem to completely lose clock awareness as time just fizzles away and dissolves like sands through the hourglass as Philip Forsberg dances and dazzles and does everything but put the puck onto the net. So the Nashville Predators seem to just lose awareness here at the end of the period. We hit the end of the first period. It is the Preds out shooting the LA Kings 14-11, but LA holds the 1-goal lead. Carryover of the power play into the second period will be 59 seconds for the Nashville Predators. So we go on to the clean sheet. We find Big Save Dave coming up with a save on Philip Forsberg, and that would be it for the Nashville Predators. They'd be unable to generate more than one shot on goal to start the second period. All that planning during intermission led to one shot. 101 of the second period. Juicy Stars coming with a save on Dano at the 140 mark of the second period. It's Riddick coming with a save on Glass at the 325 mark of the second period. It's Dante Fabro off the box. 2 minutes for holding. Riddick is going to come with a save on Colton Sisson's breakaway. Plus the secondary rebound putback was easily Riddick's best save of the game up to this point, and maybe in its entirety. A huge save on the breakaway, but an even bigger save on the follow-up. Sissons unable to convert on the shorthanded breakaway situation just after the power play expires, the 5:36 mark. So 11 seconds after the power play expires, it's Turcotte getting his first goal of his career, so first goal of the season. It was a short side finish after the Kings just walked into the Nashville Predators defensive zone. The Preds were in the middle of a change and perhaps got confused, lost their assignments, whatever it was. They did not lay a finger on Turcotte or the other LA Kings coming into the zone. It was truly some of the softest defense you're going to find, and the Nashville Predators found themselves down 2-0. Congratulations to Turcotte. I watched his dad score his first goal as a New York Ranger, and now I watch him score his first goal here as an LA King. What a bizarre life. Short side finish there for Turcotte. His first goal of his career gives LA a 2-0 lead in this game at the 6:10 mark of the second period. So immediately after, we see Barry putting the puck in the net. It was a rebound put back through the 5-hole, and we see the play be challenged for goaltender interference. After a somewhat lengthy delay, the play would be overturned. No goal, so rewind the clock, take the goal off the board, make the score be 2-0 again in favor of LA. But it was a great job by Barry getting through that rebound and putting it back through the 5-hole before it was overturned on review for goaltender interference. Incidental interference, so no penalty. 9:51 now of the second period. Riddick coming up with a save on Gurianov. 10:48 mark of the second. It's Saros coming up with a save on Kevin Fiala. 12:21 of the second. It's Saros coming with a save on Anderson Dolan at the 13:13 mark of the second period. It's UC Saros coming with a save on Lewis at 14:42 of the second. It's Riddick coming with a save on Dante Fabro at the 15:02 mark of the second period. It's Riddick coming with a save on Luzon. Teams continue to trade chances. Nashville Predators get the next chance at 16:22 when Forsberg has the jam attempt at the post. It is stopped right there by Big Save Dave Riddick, and this was a positional save because he never saw it coming. There was no way to anticipate that this play was coming from Forsberg, who suddenly got the benefit of a good bounce and stepped out from the post trying to jam the puck in. Riddick coming up with another incredible save here in the second period. 17:47 out of the second period. Stars coming with a save on Kevin Fiala at 18:54 of the second. It's Riddick coming with a save on the Captain Romaniosi. We hit the end of the second period. Nashville Predators down by 2 goals out, shooting LA 24-21. We go to the backside of the sheet to start the beginning of the third period on a clean sheet at Bridgestone Arena. We are 2:15 into the third period. Slow start for both teams. Riddick coming with a save on Luzon for the first shot on goal of the third period. The 2:51 mark. Action starts to pick up quickly, though, as Dowdy's off the box. 2 minutes for interference. Dave Riddick is about to clock in and go to work right here. First save is on Barry. Then the next save is on the Captain Romaniosi. Tommy Novak gets a good look in close before Nyquist hits the post. There was one other opportunity for the Nashville Predators, so 5 opportunities, and all 4 had to be turned aside by Dave Riddick in this situation, and he was up to the task, standing tall and keeping the LA Kings in this game early in the third period. 5:15, so just after the Nashville Predators power play, the continued and sustained pressure by the Nashville Predators leads to Philip Forsberg getting his 24th goal of the season. It was jam at the other post, this time stoned by Riddick earlier in the second, this time at the other side of the net. He gets to the puck first and puts it bar down. No doubt with this one. Great job finishing off on the close-in play, as only a high-skilled player can do. His 24th goal of the season comes at the end of an incredibly long shift of pressure by the Nashville Predators. The hard work earned this goal. LA still has a 1-goal lead here here in the third period, up 2-1, but the Preds are finally on the board, rewarded for their hard work. 6:14 of the third period. It's Dubois off the box, 2 minutes for hooking. Preds earning another power play with sustained pressure. We find O'Reilly then picking up a penalty, 2 minutes for high stick, and that's going to create a 4-on-4 for a minute 43 seconds, so only 17 seconds of power play before that O'Reilly penalty. Then Fiala is off to the box, 2 minutes for holding. That creates a 4-on-3 for 29 seconds. Forsberg would hit the iron during the 4-on-3 situation. Then the Nashville Predators would find themselves on a power play, 5-on-4 traditional style, for a minute and 17 seconds. Riddick would come up with a save on the captain, Romeo, and then Tommy Novak would hit yet another post here in this game at the 13:20 mark of the third period. When we finally return to some 5-on-5 hockey, it's Lewis coming with his 6th goal of the season to give the LA Kings a 3-1 lead in this game. It's Byfield with the feed from behind the net while holding off Shen and making a physically imposing play against the Nashville Predators. The LA Kings have been largely shut down here in the third period. Lewis, though, is the beneficiary of Byfield's hard work and seemingly super strength, holding Luke Shen off the puck and then with one hand making a perfect pass to the slot area. Stick taps for that play to Byfield. The LA Kings now lead 3-1 at the 14:53 mark of the third period. The captain, Romeo, hits the post one more time, ringing iron for the Preds at 16:35 of the third period. It's Tomasino, his 7th goal. Novak to Yossi to Tomasino, tic-tac-toe to the back of the net after Anze Kopitar's turnover in the defensive zone. The LA Kings now lead 3-2 in this game, 17:55 of the third period. It's Riddick coming with a save on Tommy Novak at 18:51 of the third period. It's Kevin Fiala with his 13th goal of the season into the empty net, giving the LA Kings a 4-2 lead, and that would be your final. Shots on goal, Nashville Predators 40, LA 24, and for the Nashville Predators, if they had played this entire game the way they had played the third period, they would have had no problems winning this game, but they did not put that level of effort up. Third period, big save. Dave does give up 2 goals, but he faced an onslaught and picks up the victory. UC Saros takes another loss, and the Nashville Predators find themselves out of a playoff spot for the first time in quite some time, and that's how they'll go into the All-Star break. A tough loss on home ice for the Nashville Predators. Got themselves behind and just an insurmountable a lead to come back from. The Preds dropped this one to the LA Kings on home ice, 4-2, and head into the All-Star break.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Let's talk about some analysis now. UC Saros gets the start in this game, pivotal game in the wild card race at this moment in time for the playoff race. He goes 20 out of 23, takes a loss, gives up 3 goals against, and the team was soft in coverage. The LA Kings able to just walk into the zone with the puck on a number of occasions, also able to control the Nashville Predators net front, control behind the net, frankly control all of the most dangerous areas on the ice. The Preds defense being soft did not help UC Saros because overall UC Saros was not bad making saves when he had the support in this one. This was a really, really tough loss for UC Saros, going 20 out of 23 and giving up 3 goals out of the 4 in this game. Of course, the 4th goes into the empty net. Philip Forsberg picks up a goal. Great to see him back on the score sheet again. His 24th team leading. He's maintaining being ahead of his point per game pace for the season. That's something that's been very rare in Nashville Predators history at this point in the season through 51 games to have someone at a point per game pace. But Philip Forsberg is maintaining that at this moment in time. But he has certainly slipped and fallen behind in the pace that he was once at. It looked like he was going to be a 40-goal scorer and possibly 85 to 90-point scorer on the season. February just around the corner, rested legs. We'll see how Philip Forsberg recovers from that. But his goal in this game came from a long, hard-working, determined shift. Then he brought the Gem 2.5+ minutes out there of working hard and trying to score. Ends up generating 6 shots on goal in this game. I don't know how many came on this lengthy shift, but Philip Forsberg was all around the net. He was buzzing and he was working hard and he was determined. And finally, I know he had to be absolutely gassed. He finds a way to put the puck in the net. It was a great finish, close in range, good hands, puts the puck bar down, beating the goaltender for LA and putting the puck into the net. So Philip Forsberg's 24th goal of the season, a good hard-working goal, not like the previous goal that he scored, which was just a tip. And hopefully this gets his confidence back up. He gets to take the break, take a little pressure off, come back, and is fully ready to engage for February because the Nashville Predators aren't going anywhere in the standings without Philip Forsberg leading the way offensively. Philip Tomasino, such a big storyline in the previous game, and of course, we're going to follow up and talk about him again in this game. He did pick up a goal in this game. Impressive. 2 games in a row now. 2 shots on goal in this game, and he did it in 15-12 total time on ice, a little more than 5 minutes more in this game than the previous game, and he was trusted late in this game because his goal came late in the third period when the Preds were down by 2. He picks up the Preds' second goal of the game. The coaching staff saying that they can trust him more suddenly than they couldn't the game before when he had a goal and assist the first period. They said that he wasn't playing a good enough, solid enough, hard enough, crisp enough, and whatever other word salad enough game for the coaching staff, so they limited his ice time this time. 15-12 in total time on ice time is a good, solid number. Y'all picks up that goal and gets 2 shots on goal, and I thought that Philip Tomasino looked good and strong in this game yet again. I'm looking forward to seeing him back on the rink after the All-Star break, refreshed, recovered, and ready to go. Now, Schenn and McDonough out there as a pairing. Now, I understand Carrier is hurt right now. Luzon and Barry, that means Barry back in the lineup. Yossi and Fabro, no problem right there. But the defense is just soft right now, and it's the soft defense that lost the game. Schenn and McDonough in particular, they are solid veterans, but Ryan McDonough just losing someone in the slot area while the puck is behind the net, that's not acceptable. And Luke Schenn just being absolutely outworked, out muscles. Listen, Quentin Byfield is outstanding, and he is easily one of the next generation big-time stars of this league, but Luke Schenn has right around 1,000 games of experience. He's supposed to be a solid veteran with physical presence, and he just got outworked, outmuscled, outweighted, and then Byfield makes the one-handed pass. He really embarrassed Schenn and McDonough both as professional defensemen in the NHL. And the softy is what lost this game. Turcotte just slicing right through the zone and being able to score off of the rush. A number of times the LA Kings were able to just cut right through the Predators' offensive zone and pick and choose their time of shooting the puck. So it was a really rough night in the Preds' defensive zone. Really tough for the fans at the Bridgestone Arena to watch. Everybody was really hyped, really excited about this big-time playoff potential matchup right here. And I've got to tell you, I'm just going to move on and say they should have known better, because all you had to do was look and see that the cliche, as old as the Predators franchise itself, was about to unfold before your very eyes. Once you saw there was a backup goaltender starting at Bridgestone Arena, that should have been your first eyebrow going up. And then when you realized there was a rookie in the lineup that had never scored an NHL goal, well, that's when your second eyebrow should have gone up, because again, it is a cliche as old as this franchise. It is truly what happens to them seemingly multiple times a season. The first goal of the career for a young player, there must be more pucks with tape that say first goal date at Nashville or versus Nashville distributed around the world than any other franchise. There has to be, because players scoring their first career goal and backups getting 40 saves at Bridgestone Arena, it is truly the Nashville Predators cliche of cliches, and both of them happened at Bridgestone Arena in this game against the LA Kings. At the end of the game, I did just have to laugh about it. I wish there had been a different result. It's better for business. It's better for the Preds to be in a playoff spot going into the All-Star break than not, but I did have to laugh when Turcotte picks up his first goal and Big Save Dave comes back to Bridgestone Arena, and instead of falling under the net like he had historically and fantastically done at Bridgestone Arena for the Predators, this time he makes 40 saves to stop the Nashville Predators. So it's just another one of those times where a player gets his first career goal against the Preds and a backup gets 40 saves in a victory. So for the Nashville Predators, they dropped this one, and it's incredibly disappointing. I had hoped for much better results. It would have been better for business, would have been better for this show, and it certainly would have made going into the All-Star break a little bit more interesting with the Preds holding a wild card spot. Being on the outside looking in, that gives the Preds a lot to think about over their time off, and when they come back, they better be ready to go. I'll talk about that a little bit more before we close out the show. We've got the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. That's coming up right after our good friends Stripe Digital tell you all about their services.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in, Renegades of Puck podcast. Time for the box score. Your goal scorers. Philip Forsberg's got the first goal of the game. Tomasino has the second goal of the game. Comes very late. That's the only two goals the Predators were able to score in this 4-2 loss to the LA Kings. On the assist side of the column, it's Tommy Novak picking up a point. Nyquist also picks up an assist in this game. Captain Romaniosi picks up an assist. And Ryan McDonough picks up an assist. Shots on goal. Philip Forsberg had 6. He was buzzing all over the rink, especially that long determined shift where he scored his goal in this game. 6 total shots on goal, ties with Tyson Barrie back in the lineup, getting power play opportunity and certainly putting the puck on the net with regularity. Tommy Novak also adds 5 shots on goal for the Nashville Predators. When it comes to block shots, 4 is the high, and it's by the captain, Romaniosi. Ryan McDonough also chips in with 3. Nobody else on the Nashville Predators above 1 blocked shot. When it comes to the physical component of the game, when it comes to hits, Yakov Trenin led the way with 4 hits in this game. Then we had a trio that had 3, McCarron, Cole Smith, and Luke Shen, all with 3 hits in this game. And it was Forsberg with 2, nobody else above 1. Time on ice leaders. And there's some interesting things in the time on ice that I have to point out to you. First of all, Philip Forsberg, 22-43, and then Nyquist, 20-24. That's your time on ice leaders for the forwards. But this was clearly a situation where Andrew Brunette, knowing he's going into having an almost 10-day break, was riding his horses, especially late in this game, because look at some of the other time on ice for this game. Luke Evangelista had a terrible turnover in this game, and his ice time suffered because of that. 8:38 in total time on ice. Gurionov, 9:32 in time on ice. Michael McCarron, 8:18 in total time on ice. And you can also point out that Cole Smith was down at 10:13. Highly unusual to see 4 forwards out of the 12 be down at 10 minutes and under for this game. So just something I thought I would make a notation of here as we were discussing the box score. When it comes to the defenseman, absolutely riding the captain, Romaniosi, for 29:06 in this game. This game did not go to overtime, so Romaniosi was just 54 seconds shy of playing exactly half of the game. That's some good Iron Man hockey at this age of the game. 23:37 on ice for Barrie, 20:57 for McDonough. Dante Fabro obviously not having the confidence of the coaching staff later in this game. Only 11:27 total time on ice skated. When it comes to the special teams, the power play in this game was 0 for 4. Philip Forsberg, 5:35 in total time on ice on the power play. O'Reilly, 4:24. Nyquist, 4:17. No production on the power play, and there were some kooky power plays. We had some multiple back and forth special teams exchanges, 5-on-4s, 4-on-3s, all kinds of crazy things happening out there. On the power play for the defenseman, 5:35 for Romaniosi and 4:52 for Tyson Barrie. When it comes to shorthanded, Nashville Predators, 1 for 1 on the PK in this game. Very limited time on ice. It was 53 seconds for Yakov Trenin, 50 seconds for Colton Sissons, 1:12 for Ryan McDonough, 1:10 for Luke Shen. So for the Nashville Predators, great job and on the only penalty kill that they faced in this game. Face-off winning percentage also nice uptick right here, 60.4% for the Nashville Predators. That's great, but unfortunately, Nashville Predators unable to come away with the victory in this game. 14 block shots, 16 hits, 8 takeaways, and 6 giveaways for the Nashville Predators. So on top of a lot of statistical metrics, but unfortunately down on the scoreboard in the end. And again, falling to their own classic cliche of a first-time ever goal scorer and a backup getting 40 saves at Bridgestone Arena. A tough night overall for the Nashville Predators, and I think my close has a lot to do with why it was a tough night, why the Ottawa game was disjointed, why we've seen the up and down nature, the Jekyll and Hyde nature of this team the last couple of weeks. Andrew Brunette has come in here as a first-time head coach and has looked to implement a style that was not previously played here in Nashville. Now, the roster with new GM Barry Trotz looks very different this year than it has in the past. Many veterans, many longtime Predators players are no longer here. It's Forsberg, it's Yossi. Those are the players that are still here with a bunch of the youth. I didn't count UC Saros because he doesn't count as far as this discussion in the style of play. UC Saros is still a goaltender expected to stop pucks and win games. But we saw Roman Josi struggle at the early part of the season with knowing exactly what his new role is with Andrew Brunette after having very similar role with the previous coaches that he had in his career, which was, Roman, you're the boss, you're the man, take the puck, go score, get us points. And that's not what Andrew Brunette wants to happen necessarily. He doesn't mind it, but it's not necessarily what he wants. He wants the puck being moved quickly, and he wants long passes. He wants players to be strong. And I think what this all leads to right now is that this Nashville Predators has hit a wall with the new system. I think that they are just gassed. We saw in the Predators' early season adjustment to the system, a lot of mistakes, and the Predators lost several games. They blew a bunch of leads. That was system adjustment time. Now, we have seen after that period what they can do and what they're capable of doing when UC Saros in the defense plays a capable game and the forwards move the puck the way Andrew Brunette, and they have the energy, the get up, and the jam to continue playing at that style. The Predators can skate with any team in the league. They've proven in the first half of the season, the first 51 games, that they can do that. But what the Nashville Predators are suffering from right now is hitting the wall of this new system. This All-Star break is an absolute necessity. 10 days off for this Nashville Predators team is an absolute necessity. Right now, you can tell the team looks worn out mentally, physically, maybe even spiritually a little bit. I think that there's definitely a comeback from that the final 30-plus games of the season. The Predators are tied with the second wildcard team right now in the West, and the Predators have opportunities throughout the remainder of the schedule. They have not played the Columbus Blue Jackets yet this season. They do play the Ottawa Senators again. They have more games coming against the Blackhawks, the Wild, the Coyotes. They have opportunities with teams that are below them. Anaheim, San Jose, teams below them in the standings that they can collect points against in the final 30-plus games of the season. I think the Nashville Predators are going to come back refreshed, renewed, and Andrew Brunette himself, as a coach, as a coaching staff, as a GM, this is an opportunity for them to pause and reflect on the season that has been so far and what they need to do going forward. I think the break is coming at a perfect time. I think everybody, including the people covering the team, the broadcast team, the media, Mace needs a week off. Mason needs a week off to let whatever that cold is that's been chasing him all across North America heal up. We all could use a break, I think. I think it's coming at the right time. So let's go enjoy whatever this All-Star festivities is going to be. It's mostly going to be just listening to corporate sponsorships and watching music acts you've never heard before, and maybe you'll get a glimpse of some hockey skills at some point in time. It's peripheral stuff. It's not stuff I get all that wrapped up in or all that worried about. The hockey, I look forward to it coming back, but I am also very, very excited about the opportunity to take a little bit of a break and refresh myself, both mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's 3 things. That's not 2 things. See, I am also very, very tired. That's going to do it for Operation Ray 165. Listen, Renegades, I sure do appreciate everything you've done for the show. January has come to its conclusion. We'll be off for just a couple of days going into February. There'll be some recap shows, some best of shows, and some other things coming up in the next couple of days, and you'll be able to check that out over the All-Star break. And we'll do a mid-season recap or an All-Star break, recap, whatever the hell it is we're going to do. Operation 865 is in the books. It's time to call this one. Stick taps, love, and respect, Renegades. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.